Welcome. Wow. There's my intro. Welcome. Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, as always. And we are here for another Pokemon Violet live stream. It's going to be another one of my more educational ones. I want to get some more classwork taken care of at the Academy. There's also a couple things I want to do before getting into there. Or I might do a class first and then go out into the world and explore. I definitely want to find, I have found, I just want to pick up the final yellow mysterious stake that is, it's near the Alfornada mountain area, I think. There's that. I also want to go check out the auction again at Porto Marinada. And I have also found, as I mentioned in my Discord, 2 ribbon locations in the game. I know where to get the best friends ribbon. I know where to get the effort ribbon. And something about me, ribbons are a professor's best friend, I'd say. I love getting ribbons. I also like getting berries in the basket. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. Make sure my phone is ready for the timer. Hello to Jacob Beast. Welcome to the channel today. And as I posted and pinned to the top of the chat, I believe, let me just double check. Yeah. So, since this is Christmas, I decided let's do a little bit of a throwback bonus to everybody. I'm saying for this week, actually, where does this week end off on? Let me check my calendar. Actually, this week will end off, well, a week from today will be actually Christmas. Technically Boxing Day, I guess, but either way. For this week, I'm going to say, Smithers is good. Smithers is sleeping right now. She's passed out on her hammer. Any donations that are made during this week, once per day, I'm going to give out some lab loot. For your donation, could be like a super chat, could be a super thanks, I believe can be done now on a previously recorded episode. So, I don't know, feel free if you want to and if you're able to, go check one of my other Pokemon Violet episodes. Hair on my tongue, why is that always a thing? But yeah, you can go on, like, say, a super thanks on a Pokemon Violet episode. Oh, well, there you go, Mick. Thank you very much. Mick has donated for today, so I'm going to make a note. Today is Monday. So Mick has donated, so I'll add in some extra lab loot for you. And what I'm saying, too, it's not, I didn't have enough space in the full message, but I thought I'll just tell you directly. Say lab loot bonus. So, we'll say every day you'll get 100 lab loot for any level of donation. Could be a penny, could be $1, whatever you feel like doing. But if you are consistent, and if you get it, like, say, 2 days in a row, the second day I'll give 200 lab loot. And then the third day will be 300 lab loot, and just go on from there. So, excuse me, a little way to throw back to you folks for supporting me, which I think is a nice little way to do this. Like, if you're consistent, you're going to get, what would it be by the end of the week? 700, 600, that's 13, plus 5 is 18, plus 4 is 22, 25, 27, 28. Tell you what, if someone makes a donation all 7 days in a row, I'm going to make it an even 3,000 lab loot. But otherwise, I don't know, 100 per day. Maybe not even if it's a consistent thing. If you donate, say, Monday and Friday, I'll say Friday's worth 200 lab loot, I think. So the more donations, once per day, of course, the more donations per week, the more lab loot you can earn for yourself, which I think is kind of fun as far as these auctions go, because the different shiny auctions that I'm going to be doing, I want people to have some lab loot to play around with, right? Hello to Anne-Marie Hedgehog, greetings. You're going to make a hot chocolate today. I should probably make that myself. I got everything I need. I've got my, not Ovaltine, which is a seasonal kind of thing, but I do have my quick powder. I can do that. Alright, so, as I say, today there's a few things outside of town. We're not going to do too much story-wise, but a few things I want to take care of. I've got my heating pad once again, because, again, I had to go out and do some slight errands today, which apparently is too much for my back. It's not too bad right now, but I can still feel pressure built up down there. Anyways, I'm just dying, that's all. It happens to everyone. Alright, so let's get the first episode ready to roll here. The recording has begun. I'm going to close up my pick-a-nicka. So yeah, I think we will start with schoolwork first, then I'm going to go out and do some stuff in the world. and pick up some cool things. Okay, timer for this first segment begins right itchy nose now, and I'll check back with these in a little bit. Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and as the sun starts to I was going to say set. As the sun starts to break over the landscape of the Paldea region right here, we are ready for another adventurous day here in Pokemon Violet. There is a number of things I want to accomplish today. Excuse me. Today I'm focusing on being more of a academy heavy kind of day. Get some more tests out of the way. Or no, I don't even know if we're ready for tests yet, but talk to any new teachers perhaps. Read some more of those books that are on the top shelf I think we've made it to. So anyway, a lot of stuff in the school, but there's also some things outside of school that I really want to showcase. Stuff I've been waiting to get to. So without any further waiting, let's do our team recap. And as I do, I'll just say, for those of you who are here in the live stream, because you'll probably not be seeing these edited videos until later on in the, maybe even after Christmas time, but for this week, if you are either watching during the live stream or watching afterwards, any donation that is made to the channel, either through a super chat or a super thanks, I think they're called, you can basically just leave a donation on a previous video. Once per day, I'm going to be giving out 100 lab loot to the donator. And of course, we're keeping track of the lab loot over on our Discord. If you're not on our Discord, follow along with one of our live streams. We'll give you a link for that. And if you are consistent with your donations, like if you donate once, 100 lab loot. If you donate 2 days this coming week, the second day will be 200 lab loot. If you do 3 days, 300 lab loot, and so on and so forth. And if you donate 7 days straight in a row, and I'm talking any amount of a donation, we're going to give a total of all those points plus a little bonus. We're going to round it up to a nice 3,000 lab loot, which, if you are not aware, on our Discord server, we are having some weekly shiny auctions here in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if I have a shiny available. And you guys can use that lab loot to bid on whatever shiny Pokemon is up for grabs. Alright, so if you're excited for today's school learnings, hit that like button down below. And if you want to see what has brought us to this episode, of course, check the link in the description to the full playlist. You can also join the channel or subscribe. I guess joining the channel with a new membership would also be a way to donate, if you're so inclined. But yeah, feel free to join or subscribe and hit that bell button to get notifications for the new videos as they appear in your sub boxes. Alright. So let's get on with the team recap. We've got leading the pack right now Dumpty the Camerupt at level 30. Level 51. A pure ground for the Terra type, holding Quick Claw with 4 injuries. So thus far, still not worried yet. He is a lonely natured Pokemon with Solid Rock, reducing super effective damage done to him. He's got Bulldoze, Flame Charge, Trailblaze, and Rock Slide. Basically, I had him geared for all sorts of offense because he's been my ingredient harvester for the past little bit. Next up, we have Matador, our Paldean Tauros, at the level of 51. A fighting Terra type, holding the Smoke Ball to run away from things, because he has 5 knockouts, so I'd like him not to get knocked out anymore. So if we need to flee, Smoke Ball is the way to do that. Instant escape from any Pokemon. Sassy Nature Pokemon, here we got Intimidate to drop the opponent's attack stat upon entry. He's got Double Kick, Body Slam, Iron Head, and Bulk Up. Next up is a fan favorite, at least of Jacob Beast, Smithers, our level 52 Tinkaton. She has a Pure Steel Terra type, holding Leftovers for HP healing. She also has 5 injuries, which is not great. She has a Mild Nature. She's got the Own Tempo ability, preventing confusion and intimidates. And she's got Bulldoze, Rock Smash, Thunder Wave, and Protect. And last but not least is our Skydive. Level 53 Quaquaval with a Pure Water for the Terra type with 4 injuries, so he can take another hit, worst case scenario. He is today a Gourmand still. He is a quiet-natured Pokemon with the Torrent ability. The moves are Aerial, Ace, Low Sweep, Feather Dance, and Protect. Now, I'm going to change those around eventually, but we're not focusing on too many battles today. The first thing, of course, we're going to do is, despite what the title of the live stream says, we're not going to be doing any ribbons just yet, but I have found 2 places you can get ribbons for your Pokemon in this. And first of all, ribbons have always been a major part of my Pokemon journeys ever since they were introduced in Gen 3. I just love being able to commemorate what my Pokemon have done, what regions they've been to, the adventures that we've had. Excuse me, the fact that my Charizard had to defeat a Rhyperior, both level 100, to earn Mudslap for a move. I know, Mudslap doesn't sound like much, but when you defeat a Rhyperior to get it. It's a pretty important thing. So he also has a ribbon for that. And there's no one to talk to just yet, I don't believe, but I am going to start off by going to the school store because I need to buy some more Pokeballs. All these Terra raids that we tend to do drain the Pokeballs away from you. Mick says, what if I'm at the... What happens if all my Pokemon get all the injuries? Well, I had mentioned this before, but what's going to happen there... excuse me. I don't think we did talk about that. And you know what? That's a good question. We'll find out when and if that happens. Hopefully never. So let's just assume the best. You know, we're fine. We won't have a complete team knockout, right? Hello, Sailor Pika. Greetings as well to you here for our live stream. But yeah, that's a good question. What do you folks think we should do if all of my Pokemon get completely knocked out? What would you think is the way to do that? Like to continue forward? Reset the game? Start from scratch? It's a very valid question. Okay, for right now, though, my next valid question is, which class do I take? We're going to go to art class today, level 5. It feels like we're taking forever to get through these classes. Mick says, you didn't think about this? No, because I figured with my skills, there's no way it's going to happen. I underestimated going versus Arvin with Pokemon that are 10 levels below his team. So, we'll sort of... Hey, speaking of the devil, look, Arvin's right here. Hello, class. It is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our last class. What did he do last time? He broke down crying, didn't he? I think he did. Something, I forget why, though. I was so touched by Brassius' story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? Yes, I've actually found a few of them. As the name would imply, they are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. I know there's like Paldea's Reach or something in the Icy Mountains. There's also the peak of the mountain itself. There's 10 islands in the northwestern part. So I've seen a few on the go. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. Yeah, it's right near Cortondo. You can see the field. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill on the way to Cortondo. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites: Fury Falls and Casuroya Falls. Then there's the peak of Glacedio Mountain, known as Paldea's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glacedio Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-pronged cliff on Glacedio Mountain? No need to grasp at straws. Glacedio's Reach. A very good guess. I think something reaching for would stretch out farther, though. What, isn't it? It's Grasp, isn't it? That's stupid. I hate that. At least this wasn't the test, though. The 3-pronged cliff on Glacedio Mountain is known as Glacedio's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby for that of a human hand, yes, I imagine someone thought it looked like a human hand, or sorry, Pokemon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province where you can get a good look at Levincia. It's particularly gorgeous at night. What's that one called again? I have just recently seen that. In fact, the view is so brilliant it's known as the Million-Volt Skyline. That was it. I hear it's quite a hot spot for dates, and deservedly so for having such a romantic view. I imagine it's... what do the kids say these days? A very fleek selfie spot? It's on fleek, I guess? Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say that you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. Indeed, as I say, temper? No, not temper. Temper your expectations, I think. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Right. Well, that's it for today, class. Thank you for your attention. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to go first see if there's anyone to talk to. I still don't think class is the way to open up new conversation. But just in case, I don't want to miss out on anything. No. Let's go check out some books. Who wants to read some books? I want to read some books. And then we're going to go do some, a little bit of field work, I guess you can call it. But I have not come up here to check out any books. So what's this? Galler, a history. Oh, this is about Sword Shield. What's this have to say? We made for the town of Stow-on-Side, which sits tucked away in the mountains. That's where you fight the ghost, isn't it? Ghost Gym? It's to study an ancient mural painted on a wall of rock. But our plans and the mural itself were shattered by an attack from a copper Raja. This is exactly... So this happened... How long ago did Sword and Shield happen, I wonder, based on this? Because there's already a book written about when Beatty shattered that mural. Yet behind the mural, what should we find but a pair of Pokemon statues, one bearing a sword, the other a shield. These statues, older than any artifact we'd yet discovered, called into question everything we knew about the legendary hero. So, yeah, because like that, like how long ago did Sword and Shield come out? 3 years ago? And there's already a book about what happened in that game? You know what? I'm just going to read all the books while we're up here. There's not that many. Excuse me, but interesting they've already referenced a past game in one of these books. Of people and Pokemon. What's this about? Far in the past, humankind and Pokemon lived in mutual fear of one another. But some humans who loved and appreciated Pokemon made an effort to bridge this divide, and gradually the two sides grew closer and found harmony. Didn't they also marry Pokemon in the past? Isn't that something mentioned in Diamond and Pearl? Occulture, August issue. What's this going to tell us about? Enigmas of Paldea, File 08. Iron Moth, a UFO sent to spy on humankind? The name Iron Moth was borrowed from that of a flying object described in the era-defining Violet book. It was said to resemble Volcarona and would descend from the skies, following people around and occasionally even attacking them. Some point to Iron Moth's aggression as a sign that is... Some point to Iron Moth's aggression as a sign that it is, in fact, a UFO of sorts being controlled by alien life. Perhaps something out there is beeping my timer and is using Iron Moth to observe us, waiting for the moment to mount an invasion. There we go. Cutting over to this scene for a sec because our timer's up for the first segment. Yeah, Kyber has been downed and out, at least for now. She's in the healing chamber. I should show that off, too. I've actually named that, like, the our final box, Healing Chamber. So she's in there getting recovered for post-game, let's say. Amory says, if any of your Pokemon get knocked out, you only have one. You have to revive them in Hope Ocean and keep one potion for your Pokemon who are standing out. I don't know. It's still, like, worst case scenario. Like I've already said, if any of my Pokemon do get 6 injuries in their box, I'm putting a marker on my layout somewhere to indicate that. And we'll use that marker as like a little bonus for the viewers who do a certain thing for like Lab Loot, let's say. Because right now in Pokemon Shield, if anyone answers all questions of the day from episode 43 till the finale, which we haven't even gotten to yet, you're getting Lab Loot for every question you answer, but it's going to be multiplied by 100 for every one of those full team knockouts that I've taken. So I want to do something similar with that, where every permanent knockout I've taken from a Pokemon in this game here gives the players gives the viewers a bonus for doing some sort of contribution, let's say. Yes, Jacob says Smithers has 1 life left. Hope she doesn't die. Well, even if she gets injured, she's not dead. It just means that we couldn't use her again, but we'll hope for the best. See what happens. Somebody did a good picture of Ditto on the wall, indeed. Emery says, on the 23rd of December, there's a Dolly Bird in a raid. Oh, Delibird, I think you mean. Oh, that makes sense, because it's basically like the Santa Claus Christmas Pokemon, right? Pokemon Sword and Shield came out 4 years ago? Well, it'll be, no, 3 years ago. I can't math. Mick says, so wait, you can get way too much lab through the Sword and Shield playthrough. Well, okay, I was doing the math on this. Let's say... I forget what episode of Sword and Shield that we're on right now. But let's just say there's like 20 episodes from 43 to the finale. So, if you're a member and you answer every question, that's 100 per episode times 20 episodes, so that's 2,000 lab loot. But since I've already said every question being answered gives you a multiplier, and right now I think we're at 300 times, you know, that's going to be 60,000 lab loot. I hadn't considered how much lab loot that was going to be. So if anybody wants to start getting themselves a lot of lab loot, make sure you go back and check the Pokemon Shield playthrough. Go to episode 43, go through the episodes one by one, check the question of the day, leave an answer, and by the end of the playthrough, as soon as the finale goes up, anyone who has answered every question will earn that multiplier on top of whatever points they're already getting, or whatever lab loot they're getting, for just the answers themselves. So that's a good way to get a decent chunk of like tens of thousands of lab loot. And then I gotta think of ways to make you use that up. But that's my problem. But then again, the auctions could get crazy. If you have like, you know, say 50,000 lab loot, you could be bidding like 20,000 for this shiny or 25,000 for that shiny. I think that would be crazy. It'd be fun to see though. Anyway, Jacob has seen the death of Kyber. Again, the knockouting of Kyber. Kyber's not dead. She's just... each of her petals got stepped on by something, and now they're all healing. Anne-Marie says, your Pokemon Grassy got hit 7 times, because Grassy is your ace Pokemon. I see. But remember, as you're getting badges, if you're following my routine, you could be healing those injuries. Okay, I'm going to get back to recording. And we'll get back to this scene here. I'm going to see if there's any more books, but then we're going to go out of town, out of the academy, and do a little bit of picking up of stuff. Okay, timer resumes now. Alright, so we're learning all sorts of culture type stuff things. Have I read you yet? I think I might have. Yeah, Galar history. Okay, so I can creep out of the school now. No one's going to stop me. There are, well, there's 2 stops I want to make. 3, actually. Well, technically 4. You know what? There might be 5. No, 4. So I want to show you, I have found the final yellow stake. And I know where the yellow door is at, too. As soon as I find this yellow stake, you may be asking yourself, is he actually going to open the yellow door? And to that, I answer emphatically, no! No, thank you. I am not prepared to open up any more of those doors. I have no Girl Scout cookies available. I'm going to hold off on that. But I would at least like to get this final yellow stake. Which does tell me that of the 8 that I had marked, one of them actually must have been green. Because obviously, it weren't no yellow. So it should be right around here if I'm remembering correctly. Right here, yeah. So we get this. We're going to open up the yellow door. We're going to unchain the yellow door. Ominous black stake. Let's yoink it. Now what happens? Cucumber. But we're not quite ready to go check that out just yet. Do I remember where it's at, by the way? Every single time is the wrong button. That's what I like to do. It is over here. Let's just go say hi to the yellow door. I'm not going to touch it, because I'm afraid to touch it. We'll just go see, take a look at it. So I can have Anne-Marie's cookies and feed them to the monster behind the door. Well, you know what? I appreciate that much graciously, but I ain't going to open that door just yet. We lost our whole team versus the first one, Wo Xian. I have no idea even what typing there is with this next one. I just know that my team is not ready for a level 60. So I don't even know why I'm coming over here. Just to show you folks, I guess. But just to sort of test my own memory, see if I remember where it is, but I'm pretty sure I do. Also, at this point, I have found 7 of the green stakes and the door. I've found all 8 of the blue stakes, but I haven't found that door just yet. So, I mean, I'm not really in a big rush. I just basically do a little bit of searching off screen when I'm, you know, nothing else to do. I've done my grinding / item harvesting for the day. Just 'cause I like exploring. It's fun. Being able to climb these walls is great now. It's so much of an enjoyable. Ah, TM. We got Swords Dance. That's decent. So there's the yellow door. Let me just make a quick note that I just picked up Swords Dance, however, but I am not touching this door. I'm scared. Just out of curiosity, let's see who can learn Swords Dance. Let's go newest first. Excuse me. That's not my newest one. What? That's not at all my newest one. Newest first. What are you talking about? Let's go by number. How dare they say that's the newest ones first? You guys see Swords Dance anywhere? Where's my Swords Dance at? Where is it? You may have noticed I've made quite a few TMs off screen too. There's my Swords Dance. Oh! Smithers can learn that. Huh. Also, so can Skydive. We'll hang on to it though. I wonder how much materials it takes to make that. Alright, wrong button. We're going to head off to Porto Marinada so I can see what's in the auction for the day. Could be some more cool ingredients. Do you think we'll ever see Herba Mystica at the auction? Do you think they would make the game that not like forgiving, right, but that generous? I don't know. I'm betting not, since they are all story-based. All those Herba Mysticas. Look at us flying right on into the auction house here. Curry powders, we got some of that. We got netballs, we got Dawnstone. Hey, you know what? Nah, I don't really need that right now. Do I have a Dawnstone, though? Let me know, folks. Have you seen me pick up a Dawnstone in this playthrough just yet? I have 2. Alright, we're good for now. The next place I'm going to stop at. This is what I was talking about when it's like something that's near and dear to my little heart. Something as far as my professoring goes throughout all the generations. We're going to get some ribbons. So, there's a cool thing about the ribbons. I might have already alluded to it, but we're going to see it straight up here. Here in Cascarafa, if you go to the middle, where the fountain is on the 2nd level, and she's towards the front, and she has a Marill next to her. Nice yellow text box. Are you friendly with your Pokemon? Hi! You know, as you spend time with your Pokemon, they'll grow friendlier toward you. Could I see how friendly you and your Pokemon are? Sure. Which Pokemon? We'll just do one for now. Let's go with Dumpty. He's in our lead. Check Dumpty for me, if you please. Okay, let me see just how close you and Dumpty are. Whoa, you're the best friends ever. I can tell just by being together gives you warm fuzzies. I've got something for you to commemorate such a nice friendship. Dumpty gets the best friends ribbon. Now, let me show you. Now that he has a ribbon, I can confer upon him a title. Dumpty the Great Friend. And we show his ribbon. Now, if you are on the Discord, you may have seen that my Blastoise, starting from way back in Fire Red, I think... Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think. I got him from Fire Red or Leaf Green, but either way, from back in Gen 3, he has so many ribbons to choose from. I'm going to love picking from all these different titles that he's going to have available to him. It's going to be awesome. But I'm going to show you where there's another ribbon you can get if you want to get it for your Pokemon. Here in Levincia. It's towards the middle of town. You want to head towards the circular where the battle field is at. But just before getting there, take this little red side road down here. And off to the left, there's a patch where this lady has a Luxio. Have you been putting in the necessary effort? Well, let's find out. Pokemon work real hard when they battle. The more battles they take part in, the more their efforts stack up. You want to know if your Pokemon have really been giving it their best effort? Yes, I do. Alright, who do you want to check? Let's check Matt, because he's our next in line. I'll get the other ribbons off screen, of course. Let's see how much effort he's been putting in. Oh, wow, that much? Wow, Matador. You've really worked hard. Here, I'll give you something to show you've put in a lot of effort. The Effort Ribbon. It looks great. So now, go to Matt, assign him the Effort Ribbon. He is now Matador, the once well-trained. I will admit, though, I don't like the term the once well-trained because it sounds like he's no longer well-trained. Doesn't it? It sounds like he used to be that and now he's not. But I guess, technically, I could feed him berries that lower his stats, you know? So, he's not always going to be well-trained, possibly. But then again, if you feed your Pokemon bitter food items, that makes them not friendly. So why does Dumpty the Great Friend remain? Why is it not once the great friend? I don't know. All I know is we got some more classes to take. And if I had all 8 of the green stakes located, I'd probably show you where those are at. But I think the rest of today might just be learning some classworks. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Or, you know what else I should do? Okay, I'll do one more class for now, and then I have an idea what I could do. I'll explain that in just a moment. We're going to go off to home ec number 5. Almost at 6. Alright. Let's see what we can learn. Any more cooking techniques and tips and tricks and such. Help me out, Mr. Saguero. Tell me how to make the best stuff. Luciano's asking, does this game have Pokemon contests? Not that I'm aware of, unless it's a post-game thing. I have not seen anything regarding contests. But if you have Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, there are contests in that, and you can get ribbons from that. So there's something you can do. And here's the thing, too. A little side note about me. Knowing how much I love getting the ribbons, I'm very tempted to buy... I'd probably go with Brilliant Diamond, because there is a brand new ribbon that you can only get in those games. Like, you were able to get super contest ribbons for getting all contests completed on your Pokemon, and I have that for everybody. But there's a new super contest ribbon thing you could get. And I'm like, is getting that one extra ribbon really enough justification for me to buy another $80 game? And I'm really thinking about doing some soul searching on that one. So let's just say it won't be. Don't be surprised if I do wind up buying another game just for one ribbon. That's how crazy collectible I am. All right, put away your phones. It's time for class to begin. Now we know this guy has a sweet tooth. He's confided in us, but we're not telling anyone else. So I forget what I just told you. While you're out performing fieldwork with one of your Pokemon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? I've only really noticed when there's like shade. Now, I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokemon or any nonsense like that. I'm speaking of it becoming filthy. You can see that? Pokemon battle. They get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. Okay, I want to say, there's been a couple times when I've noticed that my camera up, Dumpty, has looked darker than usual. Maybe he was dirty. I didn't realize it. It's when we were doing the fight against Larry in Medali Gym. Like, the bright lights are on us, but Dumpty looked dark. I'm like, why is he so dark? He must have been dirty, I guess. I've seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokemon without addressing this issue. It is deplorable. Let me ask this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Clearly me? Yeah. Ah yes, Master Chaz. What should you do if your Pokemon is dirty? Have a picnic. Clean it up. Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokemon are dirty, clean them. This is, of course, simply common sense. While you're having a picnic, you can approach the Pokemon on your team and perform a variety of actions. Such as, one action is putting them through what I like to call the Pokemon wash. In other words, you're able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge lathered up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokemon. Once your Pokemon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth, then you simply wash it away with a spray of water. This will get your Pokemon cleaning and shining bright as a Terrajewel. It certainly is quite a bit of work, but this will also restore HP and cure status conditions. So you don't even need to make a sandwich, eh? However, some Pokemon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed or that they would rather not get wet. And I have noticed Skydive does not like when his headpiece gets wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokemon. And Smithers hates when I wash her hammer. Weird, eh? Now, the most important point that I'd like to mention is that some Pokemon like to be dirty. Though I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokemon is not always the kind thing to do. Really? I wonder which ones would like to stay dirty. Huh. Luciano says, imagine Pokemon contest in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That would be interesting, yeah. Can Pokemon from those games transfer over to other games, though? Okay, I'm going to pause here for the end of segment number 2. Pause this up here. As far as the ribbons go as well. Oh, Sailor Pika says that a ribbon should be a future emoji. Possibly. Oh, by the way, just another quick question. Would everybody be into the idea of having the new emoji of Wo Xian that's on the Discord server? Do you want that as our current, our new emoji here on the channel? Because we have space for one more. So, I could do that. Or maybe the ribbon idea that Sailor Pika just said. Marcin says, do you have online? I do indeed. Many of the other people here have online as well. And if you're interested in doing any trading or anything, everybody can feel free to use our live stream chat today to set up trade requests with one another. You can also follow the link in the pinned message to go to our Discord server. We have an entire channel set up for trade offers and such like that. So if you want to set up some trade ideas there, that's a place you can do it. Clearomorph says, Muck, Grimer, Stunky, and Skuntank. Those ones come to mind that might want to remain dirty. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Maybe... What about things like Sandy Gas, Palo Sand? Do you think those guys would hate to be cleaned? Because they are made of dirt. I don't know. Do I want tread? Do you mean iron treads? I've already fought that thing, so... I myself am not going to be doing any trading until at least post-game, but... you can offer whatever you have up for people here in the chat or on Discord and see what people might offer back for you. So again, feel free, folks. Exchange between each other. Even set up for some just Blink battles, too, while we're watching this. Or while you're watching this, while I play it. What was I going to say? As far as the ribbons go, I will say that apparently there's sort of a hidden one in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I've been looking into this. If you take a Pokemon and go have a photo taken at the photo shop in the main town, you get, it doesn't show you it in Legends Arceus, but I guess it flags the Pokemon's ribbons as having this new one. And I believe people have said, once you're able to send them into Violet or Scarlet and Violet, you will see that ribbon called the Hisui ribbon, which actually I believe is supposed to make a mention of, this Pokemon has taken a photo a long time ago or something like that. So every one of my Pokemon that can fit into Legends Arceus based on the Pokedex, once I've uploaded them to Pokemon Home, which I will do as soon as the main story of Shield is complete, which means I'm eager to finish Shield. They'll be going into Pokemon Legends Arceus to the Hisui region, traveling back in time basically, getting a ribbon. It's gonna be so fun. I will say, this is what I'm talking about right now, is why I was really upset when they made the announcement that the entire Pokedex was not returning in Sword and Shield, because I was on the side of the National Dexers, not because I had like, oh, I have a level 100, Garchomp, this and that were not, I think Garchomp was in the Pokedex, but either way, people were saying that you only want the full Pokedex because you want to use your same teams that you've cheated over the years and stuff. And I'm like, there is that contingent of people, but there's people like me who have raised our Pokemon from Generation 1 and advanced them through as far as we could get them, collecting ribbons and stuff, and just building memories. And it's like, the fact that we can't bring them into Galar is a real kick in the gut. Because, like, I want to have my adventures with them there. Thank you, Rage PR BLM, for the nice hat comment. I'm fond of it. Many other people are as well. But thank you for saying so. So anyway, all that rambling aside, that's why I was really upset when Gen 8 came out and we couldn't bring everyone up. I'm like, But, we just have to accept it. So not all of my Pokemon can get every ribbon that there is going to be. They cannot all be Galar champions. But, it is what it is. But every generation that a Pokemon can get to, I'm bringing them in. They're getting as many ribbons as they can, and then we're heading off to the future. All right, let's get our next segment ready to go. What was I going to do next? Oh, I know. We're going to go out and do a little bit of random Pokemon hunting, because I want to start getting more stuff in the Pokedex. So let us start recording again. Head back over to the scene. I'm going to record for another 12 minutes, and I'll pop back in and chat with everybody as well. Alright, timer has resumed once more. Just one sec. So no solution to get those Pokemon into the newer games. Well, yeah, for example, I've looked at the Pokedex for... Wake up. For Sword and Shield, and Beedrill is not in the Pokedex, and you cannot send Beedrill into Sword and Shield. So unfortunately, the Beedrill that I've had from Viridian Forest in Fire Red, he cannot get the Galar ribbons. And it's like, you just have to accept that, I guess. What kind of Pokemon contest would Mystery Dungeon have? I don't know. You say which Pokemon would you bring? That might also depend if there's a national dex or not in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, because I know they usually don't have the entire region or the national dex, do they? Okay, so we're going to take a break from the schoolworks right now. Here's what I want to do, because every time I'm looking at my list of TMs to make at the TM machine, there's still some ingredients that I have not seen yet. And what I'm planning to do, in fact, I'm actually going to lead with Matador because he has the smoke ball. You know what? No, I should lead Dumpty still and just switch the held items. Yeah, so let's give Dumpty, not Humpty, give him, nope, the smoke ball. So he can still gain experience if need be, but he can also run away if need be. Where's the smoky ball? Did I miss it? No. There it is. Right in front of my middle of my face. Pretty much nobody has an item right now, but next time we're heading to a challenge, I'll certainly fix that up. So let's take a look at the wrong button again. And which Pokemon have we not seen yet? Because if I can just defeat one, I'll get the ingredients. We'll go towards the back. Forget you. We've got Gimme Gold Coins. Where do you appear, Arctobax? Lives in caves near that lighthouse. Let's go see if we can find Arctobax. Do you think we can do it? It's in one tiny little space. Right up around here, it said. So we'll fly here. Also, I want to go to the lighthouse. And another thing I want to do. I have not checked out a Team Star base after defeating it. So I don't even know. Like, I have no idea what goes on there. I want to go and talk to people. So bear with me as we do that. I found I haven't even really scoured towns that much. I've been doing that off screen to see if there's any new things. That's how I found the 2 ribbons that I've picked up. But I've noticed as I go past these Team Star bases, there's still plenty of Team Star members in there. And they might have important things to say. So let's do a little bit of chit-chat with our former nemesis. What you guys got going on over here? What's going to happen to us now? I don't know, but you don't talk. So, I mean, there might not be a lot of communication to be had anyway. Okay, Luciana's going to go off and play. Awesome stuff. Enjoy the day as you play. We've got to be strong. Yes, you do. Stronger than you were when I came in here the first time. So there might not actually be any real dialogue either. It's just walk up and listen to what, or overhear what they're saying. Where are you, boss? Yeah, where did Ortega go? Can you see them in the school? Like, you know, say Mela, Ortega, Atticus. Are they back in the school? Nick asking, did Snorlax get the shiny? No, I haven't heard from Snorlax321 since I dropped the message off to them. But I'm holding on to, of course, shiny Orthworm for Snorlax321. I just need them to get back to me, and then we'll arrange the trade time. But I'm on it as much as I can. How am I streaming my NSW? What's the NSW? See, asking me about streaming is not great because I'm not the expert at it. Let's say. How could anyone defeat the Starmobile? Well, it wasn't that hard. The boss may be gone, but we'll protect this base with all we've got while he's away. If you want to challenge us to a Star Barrage, go and ring the bell at the gates if you dare. Oh, we can still do these? Nice. I'm not sure which one you're saying looks noisy. If you're asking about the actual Nintendo Switch, oh, right there, okay. I have this device called the Narvatec NJ300. It's a capture/streaming device, and I don't really see any noise, but I mean, again, I'm not the biggest expert when it comes to streaming, but I've never seen anything, like, as far as when I do editing or anything, that kind of is a problem. So hopefully if there is noise, it's not too bad. Who's the good puppies? Yes, you both are. I love my Fido. So fluffy and doughy. Hey, TM. Energy ball? Neat. I don't want to go back down to the base. Let's just bail. Look at these fairy types up here. Alright, let's head back down. We got some more stars to talk to. Can I get to the ladder? The team's boss is going to the head boss. Oh, okay. I thought they would have gone back to their school, which is what I think we were supposed to make them do, but they wouldn't. Oh, well, full restore. Oh, take that, excuse me. Hiccup. Nothing to say, nothing to do. Alright then. Good for you. Thank you, Sailor Pika. Yes, I have a video that links to when I was doing the unboxing for this capture device. You guys can check that out if you want. And if anyone is looking for a way to stream their video game content or other such things, you can actually follow a link in the description of that video to get a 10% discount on the device. Nick says, I don't hear noise. Obviously, I hear you. I mean, I don't hear anything except me and the game audio. Noise can also be described as, or be used to describe video, like fuzziness, though. And that may have been what they were talking about. But, again, to my eye, I don't really see any noise issues. I will say, my computer itself has a problem sometimes where it displays like black squares, graphical errors and such. And that I would totally believe seeing and popping up. And that's just, you know, my system. When that happens, I have to just restart my software. But still, it's not great, and I would obviously prefer if that wouldn't happen. Anne-Marie is very good at not spoiling who the boss of Team Star is. I will just say, as the game has gone on and our adventure has proceeded, I have my suspicions about who everyone is, as far as all the mystery, you know, the mysterious names that we're not supposed to know yet. So, I do have my own suspicions, but I will not say anything just yet. I'm going to wait till it reveals them, then I'll tell you if I was right or wrong. How about that? No, I'm not going to be that self-serving, I guess. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, now I will say, during some of my off-screen travels, I have noticed a cave around here, so that Arctibax did say it appears in caves. Hey, it's Ice Cube. Have I seen you yet? I have not. Let's take a look at Ice Cube. Am I big on Pokemon collectibles? When I had more money, I was, let's say. I'm just going to run from you, just basically taking a look at you in the Pokedex. I haven't been that big lately. Of course, like I say, you know, money is always a bit of an issue for me. Get the camera out of Dumpty's butt. There's Kilowattrel. Hello, Unknown Spike. Greetings. But I have had some collectibles throughout the generations. Back when the Pokemon 20th anniversary was coming out, and they had all these different collection box things, like certain TCG card collections, and what else was there? Certain mythicals like Mew and what's it called? What am I thinking? Darkrai, right. I would have, like, those collections. Oh, Steel Beam? Is that new? Ah! Doug Trio, leave me! Okay, so this is where I think Arctibax is supposed to be, but it ain't here right now. But there's a little trick. If you leave the cave and then come back in, it respawns things. Let me just leave here, swing back around. Let's see, did we get... Hey, see, because those birds weren't there before. What is going on? I'll try just a little bit, though, to see if this pops up. Okay, yes, Mick, thank you. I was going to say that during the next break, but I guess I'll do it now so people that are watching this post-stream actually get to hear it as well. I'm currently doing a special little Christmas bonus thing. Anyone who does make a donation on the channel, either through a super chat or a super thanks or anything like that for the channel, any kind of donation, even a membership, I'm going to give 100 lab loot once per day for every donation someone makes. But if you are consistent and you make a donation today, and let's say you make a donation tomorrow, I'm going to give you 200 lab loot. And then if you make a third donation, that day will be worth 300. So it's going to stack up. And these lab loot points are going to be useful for our shiny auctions that we have over on the Discord channel. We just recently had a shiny auction for a shiny Orthworm that I picked up. And it was quite a, like, I want to say, again, give a shout out to both Mick Bronze and Sailor Pika, because they were trying to outbid each other, both with the intent of giving the prize to someone else. Mick had a wheel set up to decide, you know, randomly who's going to get it, or there was even an option of just having me release the shiny Pokemon. And I'm like, you won. If you won and that was your choice, I'd be like, that's what you picked, all right. But Sailor Pika was also trying to bid, and she had full intention of giving the Orthworm to Mick Bronze. So in the end, I'm not sure if Snorlax321 is here or has been here or whatnot, but wait, there's a donation from Unknown Spike membership. Ah, I'm attacked. There we go, and Edelmon has picked up that membership, so we're gonna give that to Unknown Spike for a donation. And what I'm doing now too, as far as lab loot goes and such, I am every Saturday night I'm gonna make sure things are updated for as far as the lab loot counts go, because Sundays is when I'll hold these shiny auctions. And another way to get more lab loot is, of course, answer questions of the day on my Pokemon Shield playthrough, because you can get yourself 100 lab loot if you're a member, or 50 for non-members, but you can get that for every single question that you answer for episode 43 and beyond. Okay, you know what? I'm thinking Arctibax is not here. Maybe it's going to be in a higher up area. Get away from me, Kilowattrell! Leave me be! And what's really cool, too, as we found out, if a member is able to donate gift memberships to people as well. So that could be a way to get a donation out and give someone a nice little Christmas surprise bonus thingy. Oh, my timer ran out. Let me just climb up this mountain quick. I love climbing up the mountain, too. Happy face for Chaz. Yay! That's what they say in Violet. I gotta smile more. So I'll keep doing that while looking for a cave. It's not hurting my face yet, so that's good. But I'm going to actually be serious. We got to find Arctibax. I mean, if we find the pre-evolved form, that's fine too. I just basically want to defeat one and get an ingredient from it, so that we have it in our, I guess you can call it ingredient decks, because when you look to make new TMs, the TM machine shows what items you have and which ones you haven't seen yet. But on that note, we're going to pause for another little break here. Pause recording. Where are we at? Mick says, so basically, if Sailor Pika and you would have just said, I'm going to donate to someone, it would have stated 100 lab loot instead of 1001. Nope. It would have been, well, based on how the bidding was going, whoever ends with the highest bid at the end of the day, like if you guys had worked together on that, you could have just said 100 lab loot, leave it at that, and then, you know, whichever one of you had the 100 lab loot bid would have won, and then you would just do whatever you want with it. But you guys kept going and trying to outbid each other, so I'm like, that's what you guys are doing. That's how real auctions go, right? Sailor Pika has gifted a membership. We'll add you in for getting some more lab loot. Alrighty, very cool. And I say any donation amount counts as a as the lab loot, even if you just have like a penny or something. I dropped my Joy-Con. But this is like a way to again spread the Christmas spirit, I guess. You know, it sounds selfish, but it's like, you know, donation to me means a nice throwback donation to you folks, which can then be used for various things like making new emojis on the Discord server, joining me in Pokemon Violet live streams, excuse me not hopefully burping in your ear, and those new shiny auctions. I have found too, I'll just say during our break here, I can do a screen share / like a voice channel on our Discord. I think, was it Mariano, I think, noticed that? Like, I was looking into how to do a screen share, because I was going to share the Discord feed to show, like, you know, okay, so who's in the lead at this exact moment, and then as soon as 9 o'clock hit, I was going to say, and sold, too! And then whoever had the highest bid. But trying to practice it, it immediately opened up a voice channel, and my headset wasn't even on, I wasn't even prepared. I'm like, you know, oh, let me just close that for now. But I believe that's how it works. Ah, Mick says, I literally have 98 cents on the iPad. You're 1 cent short. Oh! But you did still make a donation today, though. Oh, I messed up a little bit. I have my list of people who have donated. I have Mick Bronze, Swords Dance, Unknown Spike, Sailor Pika. I forgot. Swords Dance is a TM I picked up. I gotta check that out. Did I pick up any other new ones? I'll check. I have a list, a little spreadsheet that shows all the TMs I've picked up as it is anyway. Oh, it doesn't allow you to donate 1 cent? What the? What's the minimum you can donate then? Let me hit my own dollar button. Oh, $1 is the minimum. Okay, well, at least in Canadian currency here. Okay, so I guess that... What's this say? Buy and send. I've never hit my own Oh my goodness! I didn't realize it changes the color based on how much you donate. You can also type in how much you want to do, right? Let me see if it actually... Hang on. I know I'm not distrusting. I'm just curious to see what it allows me to do. What about 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, 40, 50? I can't do 99 cents. Okay, so $1 Canadian is the minimum that I could do. I see. Mariano says you only have 1, and it's almost nothing in dollars. But I mean, you know, if anyone wants to make any kind of donation, I guess that YouTube will accept. That counts as like the full amount of lab loots. That's why it's like, I wouldn't say don't over donate, because you want, like, if you want to get multiple lab loot or maximum lab loot, save your donations across the entire week once per day, and that'll build up more for you guys to get back. But either way, whatever support you do have to offer, I do appreciate that, and I look forward to having more people be able to join in on these auctions, because having Sailor Pika and Mick Bronze bid back and forth, like, that's exciting. But could you imagine if like 5 or 6 people are trying to outbid each other, all pulling the Price is Right maneuver, as Sailor Pika said, like bidding $1 extra, or 1 lab loot extra, let's say. Our dollar sign is Brazilian real. Real or real? Not sure how that's pronounced. It's amazing too, like how many different currencies there are. I guess it's like how many different countries there are, which makes sense, but so many different currencies in the world. I used to work at a toll booth as one of the like office people when I would go down into the booths themselves and give relieve people for their breaks and such. You would be surprised at how many non-Canadian coins that we would get in our booths, like coins from all over the world. I have a bag. Can I actually, do I have it still here? Is this it? Or is this all of the... Yes. This bag is full of non-Canadian coins that we got from like our toll machines, because the machine would not read it as an actual coin based on the weight. Let me see if I can show you some highlights before we finish off this episode. Well, for example, I'm not sure if this will show up right. We have this, it's not gonna, oh, you can kind of see it. ET zone. That's entertainment something zone, and it actually says on the back, it's hard to see, it says no cash value, so it was like a token for like a games arcade kind of thing. But we got coins from so many places. We've got, what is this guy? I should just do a stream of this and just show you all the coins that I've collected. And I haven't even left, like, technically I've been into the United States, but I haven't left the continent, and I have coins from all over the world. I can't even read that one. I think it's a half franc. Would be from France, I would assume. Can't even really make that out. If I had a better focusing camera, that'd be cool. I'll just show you this big guy here, and then we'll get back to it. This is an American $50 from back in 1971. A 1971 American $50 coin. And it's got, who would that be? Who was the president back then? I don't know, it's this guy. But yeah, I got tons of these coins from all over the place. This huge old bag. I don't even, I could have like $1,000 in there for all I know. I just like them for the collection, basically. This is Lit Duck, member for 1 month, likes Pokemon. Excellent. Nice. So also, just so everyone knows, every member of the channel at the start of every month will get lab loot as well. Essentially, the first of every month, I look at my current list of members in my what's it called, YouTube Studio, the dashboard, and Lab Rat members at the low tier, they get 50 extra lab loot for the month, and Lab Aids get 100 lab loot. So they're like automatically getting lab loot for your membership right there. Okay, let's get to the last part of this stream and see if we can find at least one new Pokemon, and then I'm going to go back and finish up some schoolworks. Wait, record on this layout. Okay, we are going. Cut back here, 12-minute timer once again, and let us proceed. So, what cave was we looking for? I think we're already well away from where Pokedex said that this Arctibax appears at. But we'll still keep checking. I do know there's some caves up around here, especially right here. Hello, cavey. What you got? Anyone in here? What are you, my friend? I think this is Arctibax's baby form. Look at this little baby form. What are you called? Frigibax. Look at this guy. I'm gonna destroy you. Now, let me know. Is this the pseudo-legendary of this generation? I want to trailblaze you. I don't want to hit you too hard. Ooh, you actually have some good defense. Don't hurt me, please. Seems kind of pseudo-ish, let's say. I believe, I don't know if what typing it is here, but I believe in full evolution it's an ice dragon, I think. But either way, we're going to knock it out. We'll get ourselves some Frigibax scales, I think. Just so I have more items to look at, or more items to see when we do our TM manufacturing. What do we get? Frigibax scales. Okay, what else? I want to find maybe one more thing, and then we'll go back and take another class. So that was Frigibax. What about you? That's Tyranitar. That's Iron Treads. What kind of items does Iron Treads drop us? I don't know. We'll never see it again, I'm sure. And there's that stilt walking dude. There's another Donphan? Is that actually a Donphan evolution? Wait a minute. I want to go beat up a Donzo. And I want to beat up a Tatsugiri. We know where they're both at. Let's go to our map. Let's go beat them up. We can fly right over here. Yeah. Nick says, I like how you just casually said, I could have $1,000 in there. I don't know. Honestly, that's true. I really don't know. It very well could be a whole ton of cash. That was, like, what was funny, too, is, like, some people didn't even know what they had when they were coming through, like, the tolls. They would drop, you know, I probably shouldn't have Dumpty in the lead. Just top of my head right here. Squirtle gang in the chat. Look at all them Squirtles. Yeah, it's level 54 Dodenzo, so let's, run. Maybe I won't grab you guys just yet. Maybe we'll find something else to locate in our Pokedex. Oh, there's Dragonair here. I have also been making note of which materials are worth the most when you cash them in for LP. Because I found a lot of times I'm running short on LP to make my TMs. But it turns out that Dratini scales are actually quite a lot of money. Or not money, but LP. You can sell them for quite a decent amount. Dragon, forget you. We've seen Rufflet, we've seen Bergmite. Have I gotten a cryogonal item? I might do a lot of this off-screen, actually. What's this guy? That's Frostlass, goes with Snover. Anything else I can pick up that I have not seen the baby form of yet? We've seen Clauncher. What's this guy? Oh, yes, I heard that we don't get the Skrelp and Dragalge in Pokemon Violet. What a rats. Bruxish, though. But they can be kind of scary. You know what? I'm going back to school. I'll do this some other time. I'm afraid of everything. Let's go take at least one more, maybe two more classes. We'll call it a day for today. Okay, outside world has scared me, teachers. Let me come back. Nick has to go? Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, though. We'll catch you next time. And if you can't be here for a live stream, but you want to keep your streak going for the donations this week, just I think if you can make a super chat donation, you should be able to do a super sticker on a video as well. And like any video is worthy too. I know Sailor Pika, you've done super stickers before, right? Or at least once, if I recall correctifiably. Alright, let's get a couple more classes under our belt and see what more we can learn. We're getting close to the final exams for some of these things. I do want to get all the final exams done before going to any of like the say Arvin for the Path of Legends or whatever the Team Star boss is, because once we have all those main bosses done, then we go to Area 0, and they said something about getting as many allies as you can. I feel like we're gonna be able to get maybe some of the teachers to join us or something. I don't know for sure, but I intend to find out. Reboot. Who knows that reference? Hey, biology with my homeroom teacher. Let's do it. Let's learn more about the biology of things. This is exciting. Learnings and stuff. Here we go. Alright, what do you have to teach us today? Hello, hello! I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class. And then the topic for this last class will be Pokemon forms. You can just think of forms as the shapes or appearances that Pokemon have. Oh, you've done 2 super thanks. Awesome. So does it work just as like a super chat would do, Sailor Pika? There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where a Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions. Cyclizar, for example, which we regularly ride on as transportation here in Paldea, has 3 forms. Really? First is its basic form, where it walks on all 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac and its tail so it can ride on its back. So we can use something you're all carrying with you now as an even better example. We're all carrying Miraidon. I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know the Pokemon I'm referring to? Rotom. Heracross. Heracross is in my phone. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Chaz? Well, I know stuff. The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. Oh, I can't get a Rotom wash. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering washing machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception, though. Many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding an item or having one used on them. Oricorio, for example, has 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that the Pokemon can return to its original form. And unlike shiny Pokemon, which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? Bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to the fullest and change form into a new version of yourselves. Just want me to put on my Sonic hat? Or something like that anyway. Oh, I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region a Pokemon came from, don't change like other forms. They're an innate... Whoops. There's the bell. I guess I was scatterbrained, Mr. Jacques, right up till the very end, eh? I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you'll do your best on the final exam. I will try. Clearomorph says that you love the cartoon of Reboot, but the reboot of Reboot isn't good at all. And isn't it sort of like, it's supposed to be a continuation, but they never addressed the hunt, as Megabyte called it at the end of the Season 4. They left that on a cliffhanger, then just brought it back as humans that go into the grid or something. I've seen clips of the more recent one, and it's like, in my head, in my mind, Reboot ended at Season 4 on the cliffhanger. That's all we need to know. Okay, I got time for one more class. But who else knows about the Reboot show? And who has watched the Reboot show? And who all loves the Reboot show? The original. Again, let's say. Okay, Math 6 with Miss Time. How's she going to try to mess us up this time? I'm still not forgiving her for that Premier Ball trick. Although she has been attacked by ghosts. So I guess I can give her a little bit of leeway. Hello, everyone. I hope we can have fun once again today for our last class together. Nemona's already in front of us. Last time we learned about probability using move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that, in a class with 40 students, there is a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? Really? This is true even despite the fact that there are over 300 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? That's neat. But let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. I feel like this is an actual meeting in the Game Freak offices as far as the programmers go. Like, here's how we program the move effectiveness and stuff. It's telling us the inner workings of the gaming code, kind of. However, did you know that there is an even simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? I just heard noise. I think it was out my window. Anyway, what are you talking about, man? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with. Alright, same type attack bonus. So that's commonly known as STAB, the acronym of same type attack bonus. And I've heard that officially Game Freak doesn't like that term because, you know, it doesn't sound friendly, the word stab. So, are they going to refer to it as stab in this game? If a rock-type Pokemon uses the rock-type move Stone Edge, the move's base power of 100 is increased by 50% to become 150. Ground and Rock may seem like similar types, but if a Ground-type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers onto this little numerical increase, so it most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about here. Say you have a move with a power of 100. If a Pokemon that shares a type with this move uses it and hits an opponent that is weak to that type, what happens to that move's power? It will be times 3. Becomes 300. You did that calculation all in your head? Well done, Chaz. Okay, we're talking about 1.5 for the same type attack bonus times 2 for the critical hit, or not super effective. First, using a move that shares a type with it. Here's a question for you folks. If that move then, at 300 power for same type bonus and super effective, if it landed critical hit, how much would that attack do at base 100? You'll find the answer right after this. First, using a move that shares a type with its user multiplies the move's base power of 100 by 1.5, making the power 150. The fact that the opponent is weak to the move's type then doubles that power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? What's more, if a Pokemon terastallizes and its Terra type matches one of its original types, then the bonus it gets for using a move of that same type is actually doubled. Increases from 1.5 to 2. Of course, being able to use a lot of moves with different types is great as well. That's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are what will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that this is true for both humans and Pokemon. It sure would make me happy if you could take these words to heart. But I suppose I should really have shared this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. Well, it is kind of getting into the technical mathematics of it and stuff, so you were right to hold off a bit. And just like that, class is over. The last of our time together flew by in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach all you eager students about numbers. Next class will be our fun final exam. Be sure to review the material well in preparation. So, to answer the question that I posed to you, if Stone Edge at 100 power was used by a rock type, it's going to be 1.5, so 150, the super effectiveness multiplies by 2 to go to 300, and a critical hit on top of that is going to be 50% more. So 300 power plus half of that is 150, so the move will be 450 power. Ain't that something? And as she said, if a rock type terastallizes into a rock type, the 100 base power is now 200, times 2 for critical hit, 400, times 50% more for critical hit, 600 power. Ain't that cool? Anyway, that's enough numbers for now, and that's enough of an episode for the day. I want to say thank you, folks, for watching our more educational thing today. If you enjoyed it, of course, hit the like button down below. If you want to see future episodes, which is leading towards the big finale, I'm sure, because the next stream I do will be a Team Starfall takedown base thing. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel or join as a member to not only get yourself some lab loot, but also get notifications by hitting the bell button when the new videos are coming your way. And to follow along the adventure from the very beginning, from episode numero 10, feel free to check the link in the description or during the outro to the full Pokemon Violet playlist. Alright, and with that, it is now time to roll. So thank you folks for hanging out and watching today. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I will catch you, is there something on my shoe? Next time. Okay, episode complete, but I'm going to hang out for a little while longer, of course. But yeah, it's crazy how, like, it all comes down to math, of course. But think of that, like a 100 move with all those factors put in can become 600. And if you Swords Dance before that Stone Edge, you're already doubling your attack stat. So that could be 1200 power, if I'm doing that math right. Don't forget to hit Luke and, yeah, Subby. Luke, Duke, and Subby. Oh, wait, no, Duke is dislike. I mean, if you dislike the video, that's fine, too. They say every kind of interaction helps a video, so even if people don't like what I'm doing, preferably if someone does dislike my video, that's fine, but I always say, let me know what you disliked about it so I know what to improve for, like, the general audience. But generally, like, people get hung up sometimes on the numbers like that, and they're like, oh, 5 people disliked it, but I'm like, but how many people liked it? Look at the overall percentage. If someone has 5 dislikes compared to like 50 likes, you know, that's a 10-to-1 ratio. It's like, well, you're clearly doing something right if that many more people liked it than disliked it. Now, I would say if it's more closer to a 50-50 call, that's when you look at yourself and be like, okay, so something obviously did not work for this. Let me review what I've done, and hopefully negative feedback is constructive. If someone dislikes it, I always say, tell me what did you not like, so that I know how to fix things up for the future. Okay, where are we at? Reboot was an awesome show, Sailor Pika. Where else are we at? Super thanks are like donations off stream. So yeah, super thanks are like a non-live super chat, from what I understand. And the Rotom phone does protect you if you fall off a tall place. Like, for example, a ladder that doesn't work right in these games. I've had that happen many times. Excuse me. Clear my throat. Emery says, you're saying, Reboot, you're saying it was so long, it was your favorite show when you were watching Pokemon for the first time as well. You can watch Reboot on YouTube. I have seen a couple of the episodes. I think that's also where I saw the first one of, it's called Reboot the Guardian Code, and that's the more recent series. But I looked into the backstory behind the Guardian Code, and even the people that worked on it admitted to it not being great, and saying that there was, like, you know, production problems from the beginning. I'd say one of the biggest problems for me would be the fact that the man that voiced Megabyte, Tony J, has passed away by now. And he had such an iconic voice for Megabyte. Like, the clips that I've seen, the person that voices him in the rebooted series, like, he's pretty good. He doesn't quite have the exact tone, but good enough that the character can continue. Because I always thought, once I heard that Tony J had passed away, I thought, there is no way I'm going to be able to believe Megabyte from here on out, because it's going to be such an obviously new voice. Because that wasn't even, like, you know how sometimes people do a voice for a character and they're doing a voice, they have something different from their normal voice. That was Tony J's normal voice. And I don't know many people who can imitate somebody's normal voice. Like, it's kind of easy, it's easier, let's say, to imitate an imitated voice, but to imitate someone's natural, you know, all of our vocal cords are, like, unique to ourselves, right? So if someone's not altering their vocal cords to make a certain particular kind of voice, then it's hard for, like, you know, anyone could try that particular kind of voice, but to recreate their natural voice is harder. And I'm just kind of circular logicking myself here. Let me just see if anyone is ready to talk. I doubt it. Come on, I want to get more story. I want to find out if that Palmy's okay. I want to find the sweet stuff for Mr. Seguero. I want to find out if Miss Time has been ghost busted yet. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for today. I'm going to do some of that Pokemon hunting off screen. Essentially, I need to make a list of all the basic Pokemon, erased out the ones that I actually can see my ingredients for in the TM machine, so there's a lot of pre-research I have to do. And then when it comes to the ingredient slash grinding, or ingredient harvesting slash grinding, I'll try to fill in the empty blanks as I can, so I can see all the different ingredients available to me. I just thought of something. Do they have some ingredients that, for example, I said Skrelp and Dragalge are not in Pokemon Violet. Are there some TMs that require Skrelp ingredients? Because that's going to be something. That would actually be an interesting thing for our multiplayer sessions. What I should do next time, maybe take a look at what all the version exclusives are, because I believe the way it works, whenever we do multiplayer, we each have our own Terra Jewels or Terra Raids to interact with. If any of them are version exclusive, like for example Clauncher I believe is a Violet exclusive, and I've seen Clauncher raids, so if someone that plays Scarlet was joining in with a multiplayer session, they could come to my Clauncher raid and get themselves a Clauncher from that, and they could get the Clauncher ingredients as well. So that might be something I want to ask folks for. If we have any Scarlet exclusive raids, we can get some ingredients from that. Henry says there's an ingredient to make a Pokemon out of ingredients. What? You have to use a code if you do all the ingredients code. Huh. It'd be cool too if Penny would give us, say, Stunky and Dano ingredients and stuff too. She gives us all those cool things. But anyway, for now, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go grab myself a little bit of a bite to eat, and then I'll probably do some grinding. And today was such a busy day, out and about. We were out for like 3 hours, me and the family, doing some errands and all that. So I didn't get to do as much editing as I wanted to, so I got to do some more editing today. But I'll be back again tomorrow for some more Pokemon Violet, where the story will advance. I'm going after the Team Star base, now that we can climb up the mountain to get to it. Hope my team's ready for it. Alright, but thanks for hanging out, everybody. Again, if you want to follow over on the Discord, link in the link in the chat at the top of the message, or in the message at the top of the chat, link to Discord. We continue our discourse over there, and of course, set up for some trades, perhaps, if you'd like to do so. And yes, as Mariano says, Professor Chaz is signing off. Thanks for watching. Next time, I'll catch you next time, and don't be late. Alright, say bye to Gengar, everybody. Bye, Gengar. Okay, see you later. I'm actually not turned off the mic yet, but I'm going to do it right now.